up, everybody? It's your girl Micca, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Micca, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. All right, so it is Tuesday, and we got a lot to discuss, and I do mean a lot, okay? So much has happened, and you guys, it's been like a long day for me, okay? Like a very long day, but I want to get right into it because you know my motto, we pour it up for an hour. We try to fit everything in there, all right? So I want to get into, I don't want to call it a fun topic, but I want to get into a not so political topic first, all right? Let's get into what I saw on the internet circulating on X, all right? It is the prom. Now, we all know all the seniors are getting ready to go to the prom. Everybody's dressed all nice. However, a dad picked his son up at the prom. I want you guys to see this. You might have already seen it because you know my people on it. But I want you guys to see this and let me know your thoughts. All right? Here we go.
Son by taking him. My husband surprised his son by taking him to the prom.
Don't mess up that makeup, Jasmine. Jasmine.
Let him crying. Oh my God. Oh, you made him cry. Wait. Let's let him fall on the floor. Let him fall. Let him fall on the floor. Oh, poor baby. I know my son. Oh. Hold on. Man, get so hard. Get it on. Yes. Look up. Oh, man.
Have you guys seen this? What's up, Empire Foundation? What's up, Iris? What's up, TJ? Oh my God. What's up, Natwa? What in the world? Have you guys seen this? Let me know in the chat because I just saw this. Honestly, I just saw this. All right. And so I thought it would just be a conversation starter because I don't understand what in the, I'm all right with whatever you want to do in your regular life, but I've never seen this, and it's different. It's a culture shock to me, okay? But I want to know what you guys thought. And what do you think about the dad, right? What do you think about the dad going to pick up his son? Now, I understand still supporting your children, right? I understand. But what does a dad, because I'm not a man, so what does a dad tell his son when he comes to pick him up and he's in a dress or a Billy Porter-ish style outfit? Like, what does a dad say? Like, what does one say to their kid when they have that on? So you guys let me know down in the comments what one says to their child when they have this on. All right. Again, I want to welcome everybody to the Red Cup Podcast. Again, we're just talking. We're just pouring it up right now. I'm letting everybody come in. But I wanted to use that as our starter because it's a culture shock to me. Like, I've never seen this. I've never seen it. Okay. And I've lived in DC. I'm in DC. So y'all already know what DC is. Okay. All right. So let's get into one of our first topics. I want you guys to see this story, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Here we go.
All a lie. That is according to police. An Allentown city worker claimed that she found a rope tied like a noose on her desk at work. It sparked an FBI investigation as people wondered if this was a hate crime. Now investigators say the worker staged the whole thing. Police say it took intricate DNA testing to solve this case in their minds. Good afternoon to you, everyone. We're also streaming live on CBS News Philadelphia. I'm Natasha Brown.
And I'm Siafa Lewis. Allentown police detailed exactly how they determined that this reported crime wasn't a crime after all. CBS News Philadelphia's Dan Snyder is in Allentown this afternoon for us, where charges were just announced. Good afternoon, Dan.
Siafa, Natasha, good afternoon. And yes, a shocking turn in this case that brought protests and demand for change to Allentown. Police now saying they believe the woman that found that noose actually put it on her own desk. This item, resembling a noose, sparked outrage in Allentown when it was reportedly found on a city worker's desk in January. On Monday, police say they believe the person who found it put it there.
LaTarsha Brown was charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, a misdemeanor of the second degree, and false reports to law enforcement.
LaTarsha Brown, a worker in the city's Department of Community and Economic Development, reported finding the noose on January 10th. Allentown police say they reviewed surveillance video and access records, interviewed other city employees, and asked for their DNA.
Every employee agreed, except for Ms. Brown.
Police also say Brown was initially cooperative with the investigation, but later asked it be discontinued. In late January, police say they obtained a warrant for Brown's DNA and submitted it to a state police lab for testing. 2 weeks ago, those results came back.
Ms. Brown's DNA matched the DNA profile obtained from the swabs of both the outer surface and inner knotted portion of the noose after it was taken apart.
As for the why, police aren't saying.
At this point, we're not going to discuss that.
The incident led to protests and demand for change at City Hall. Josie Lopez, a friend of Brown's who helped organize the rally, claims Brown has faced discrimination and retaliation in the past and is adamant she's innocent. In a statement, she said in part, quote, "This is not just an attack on LaTarsha. This is a warning to anyone in Allentown who dares stand up against injustice. This is a smear campaign. This is retaliation." But Mayor Matt Turk believes the incident has helped bring the conversation over inclusion to the forefront at City Hall.
That has helped lead conversations in City Hall about what it means to be inclusive, about what it means to respect each other's employment, and that will continue.
This right here really pissed me off. Okay. And I'm going to tell you guys why it really pissed me off. It pissed me off for a couple of reasons. The first reason being this woman staged this entire thing. Okay. She staged the entire thing. And so we're sitting here talking about, well, this situation did help us, do DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and all the other nonsense. It helped us do that. But at the end of the day, this woman lied. They refused to tell women, LGBT, okay, Latinos. They refused anybody that is not white. They refuse to tell the truth to. Okay. And that's why this stuff keeps happening. Mixed people, everybody. Okay. They literally coddled Jussie Smollett. Okay. They coddled him when they could have told him he was wrong. Oh, we don't know why he did it. He wanted to be the gay Tupac. That's what he said. Take the man at his word. I don't understand what y'all don't get. But yet at the end of the day, we're sitting here with another one and another one. And then don't get me started on female politicians, especially Black female politicians. What's happening with that? We got Tiffany Henyard, awful. Okay. We have the $2 billion scandal down there in Georgia, with Gorilla Grip and all the other people that were involved in that with Stacey Abrams. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Black women and politics. Okay. We already know what Kamala does. We know what she does. We already know how that went. We already know this, the improper thing she did in California, even though she's not black. But we're gonna count her today. We already know all of this stuff. Why do black women get a pass to do some of the most heinous crimes? Okay. Cori Bush. All right. And she can't even tell you why you should tax the rich. But yet, we're supposed to be listening to her. These are supposed to be leaders. Right? And I'm just sitting here looking, Homa, whatever that lady's name is. I can't stand her. All right. The Somalian. All right. At the end of the day, you have all of these people, all of these women, all of these black women who do all of these things. This is supposed to be a new way forward. This is supposed to be new leadership. They're supposed to do right. And yet they're showing up the same way that they're accusing white men of showing up. You can't make none of this stuff up. I'm telling you. Like, what's going on with all of this? Like, I really don't understand it. Yes, Fonnie. What's going on, Tyrone? What's going on, Chavis? What's going on, Outlaw? What's going on? Take the heat, hey. Yeah. I'm trying to figure this out. So you got that. And then the fact that she tried to make this a racial issue. They were up there protesting at work for this woman. Okay. And you got the white liberal woman up there, caping for her. You know they're going to do that because they need black women to cape for them. All right. When they want their little DEI products, when they need their DEI hires, they go and rile up the black women and then they get the promotions. That's how that works with liberal white women. However, I'm just sitting here like, I don't get it. Why are we allowing this? It's happening again and again and again and again. What's going on, Big Happy? What's going on, Gary? What's going on, Adrian? I'm just trying to figure this out. I have absolutely no idea why we keep allowing this to happen. So, again, as the story says, she got found out and now they're pressing charges. So, you guys get down in the comments and in the chat and let me know what you guys think about this story. What do you guys think about the Allentown politician, okay, Latarsha? What do you think about Latarsha and what she did against her co-workers? Had all the co-workers having to take DNA tests, knowing that she did it the entire time. Okay? That noose was so little. Come on. Somebody just set that on your desk. Like, come on. All right? Just like when Jussie Smollett said that it was white people in Southside Chicago in the middle of the night. Please. But this is the type of stuff that we deal with from the Democrats and the left. And people act like we don't know it exists. However, let's move on. So I want to move on to one of our favorites, okay? Our favorite person we love over here, the one who has all the bald-headed reasoning in the world. This woman is Trump deranged, and now she's trying to make a name for herself, okay? Our favorite, Rachet Crockett, okay? We got to pour it up about her. Rachet Crockett, okay? And if you don't know who Rachet Crockett is, it's Jasmine Crockett. Rachet Crockett decided that she was going to go on what's called Human Rights Conference out there in LA. All right. She was going to go out there and talk. The woman can't talk, but by all means, the white liberals want to listen to her. So let them listen to her. She went out there to talk, but while she was talking, she ends up offending people that's supposed to be protected according to the Democrats and the liberals. All right. She ends up talking about Governor Abbott of Texas. All right. Because she is a representative in the state of Texas. She talks about Governor Abbott and basically talking about him being in a wheelchair. I want you guys to see this. Here we go.
because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hotwheels down there. Come on now. And because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hotwheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So
that is Rachet Crockett. Okay. Disrespectful, loud, ghetto. And I don't care. Y'all want to tell me, well, she didn't grow up in the ghetto. I don't care. You are what you say you are. And all of this that she's doing tells me that she's ghetto. Okay. And fine. If that's what you want to be, that's fine. But not in my politics, not in the public sector, okay? Because I need you to have sense in the public sector. This woman does not have any sense. All right. Now, let's take it another step. If this had been a Republican who did something like this, it would have been everywhere. All right? Like it literally would have been everywhere. And so here is the House of Representatives talking about what she did down there. Well, what she did in California. So it goes to show you guys that there is a difference between being on the left and being on the right. There's a difference between being black on the left and black on the right. Because when you're black on the right, you're white. When you're black on the left, you're protected. When you're white on the left, you're protected. And this is what I'm saying. Like, how do you go? Like, you can talk about somebody's, you can talk about somebody's politics. You can say that you don't like somebody, but to make fun of the fact that the man is in a wheelchair, okay? When this woman's wig literally always sits at least 3 feet above her natural edges. Okay, you can actually do something about that. He can't do anything about the fact that he can't walk. Like, he can't do anything. But you can actually spend the money, that you get from the Democratic Party. You can actually spend that money and get you a better fitted wig. Okay, it is not our fault. That's not our fault. But to sit there and go in on someone who is disabled, who is supposed to be a protected class, is just classless. To me, it's very classless. It's tacky. So I want you guys to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Rachet Crockett going in on a disabled. All right. Now, I know she doesn't like, Governor Abbott, because Governor Abbott didn't play those games. And he sent all of those people that they were allowing to come over here illegally. He sent them to their rightful places, the places called the Democratic cities. That's where they should have been. That's where the illegal should go, because they asked for them to come over here. Okay. Gamla and Sleepy Joe asked for them to come over here. So send them to the Democratic cities. Because he did that, he became public enemy number 1. Okay. So you guys get down in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But I just thought it was totally out of bounds, totally disrespectful. And I watched all 20 minutes of her speech. She didn't talk about anything. And she cursed the entire time. And the white liberals just sat there and yoked it up, as if this woman was saying something profound, and had the nerve to be on a whole news broadcast with Shirley Chisholm in the back. Like, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. Like, y'all cannot make this stuff up. This woman is ridiculous. However, I digress. So another group of degenerates, all right, is D.L. Hughley and Don Limon. Now, they decided to team up and talk about U.S. aid and to talk about both of them going, in on Maga, going in on Black Maga. So they decided to team up and talk about this, and they talked about it on Don Limon's show. Okay, they decided to talk about it, and so I want you guys to go ahead and see what these two had to rant and rave about. Here we go.
We're going to talk with DL about some news of the day, okay? So this afternoon, a federal judge ordered the government to reinstate USAID systems on Tuesday, ruling that the accelerated shutdown of the agency led by Elon Musk, quote, likely violated the United States Constitution in multiple ways, DL.
I'm sure.
And so the judge said, put it back. But the thing is, they're fighting it. They're saying basically, Donald Trump's response, and usually through the spokesperson, is we're going to do what we're going to do. And this is the president's agency, and the president gets to decide.
The president is, well, obviously he's a king, but he's going to try to act like one. And obviously, everybody knew that this was happening. The thing that's interesting, Donald Trump ran on stopping illegal immigrants from taking American jobs, and now he's letting an immigrant take America's jobs. So, but all of those things, it's funny. I'll hear farmers who are angry because of their part of it, or federal workers who are angry because of their part of it, or veterans who are angry because of their part of it. They didn't realize that anybody was talking to them. When you talked about, government waste, they didn't think that they would be included in that. And when you talk about, the gutting of all these systems, farmers didn't know, because I think they just are unfamiliar with the terms, and it's just interesting how interconnected the government.
He's unfamiliar with the terms. He's talking about somebody unfamiliar with the terms. He's talking about the farmer system. What farmer system? What is the farmer system that he's talking about? Huh? He don't like, he doesn't know. Like, him and Rachet Crockett do this all the time. All right. Just yesterday, I had to explain to people that the Department of Education does not hand out school lunches. All right. I'm so sick of people saying that to me. Well, what about the kids? It comes from the Department of Agriculture. Like, why do y'all keep asking me this? Because they never know. And neither does D.L. Hughley. Whatever farmer systems he's talking about, I'm just not smart then, because I don't know.
Government is, and all these systems are to each other. But ultimately, people wanted eggs lower, but planes higher. and we've got the opposite.
Why do you think these?
What is he talking about? Eggs are down. Gas is down. So what is DL talking about? And this is what I mean. The left, they can just say whatever, and they get a platform to say it. But if the right says something, it's a problem. And 9 times out of 10, not saying that they're always right, but 9 times out of 10, they're usually right. Okay? Everybody can get something wrong, but the right gets it right more often than the left does. And the left fearmongers a whole lot. I do mean a whole lot. But something that I noticed, the left talks about USAID a lot, right? USAID a lot. Well, as you guys know, because I always talk about it, when I travel around, to different countries, I always look at their news to try to see what they see. And when I tell you America looks different outside of America, it looks different outside of America. The news that we get here is different. It's definitely different. All right. So I saw something on Al Jazeera that was talking about USAID. Okay. And I want you guys to see and hear the difference. All right. Here we go.
We need to understand the real reason why USAID is in Africa. And not just USAID, but other NGOs. You look at DFID, which is the British equivalent, and many other smaller ones. Their sole purpose was to act as if they're coming to rescue Africa. They are coming in claiming that they're introducing grassroots initiatives that are going to help the people. And so they use that as a way to go into the most remote parts of Africa. When you look at it on paper, it all looks really good, but they're actually wolf in sheep's clothing. They are using that open access sounding humanitarian to constantly destabilize governments. I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID. If you think about it, their sole purpose, for example, filling in the gaps in healthcare and education, where is the change? Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social services they're bringing, it's peanuts. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
And she told no lies. She told no lies. Okay? Because we constantly, from Rachet, Crockett, and the rest of them, we constantly have to hear what? Oh, he's taking away funding from children in poor countries. He's taking away. They've been giving money to Haiti forever. And I'm going to tell you right now, I go to the Dominican Republic all the time, okay? I have family over there. And I'm telling you right now, Haiti still looks the same, okay? Except now they get to snatch up the kids easier because they have, literally no military over there. I mean, they have one, but then you have the rebels and all of these other groups. I mean, it's a mess. And the United States is over there. So again, what are we doing? Where's the money going to? Where's the money? Okay? And if Black people didn't like Donald Trump so much, these African nations don't have to say anything. They can just say F Donald Trump, but they don't. Why? Because they see exactly what's going on. They see what the United States has been doing, what they've been getting away with. Okay. Now there was something else that I wanted to show you guys, but I couldn't find the video again because they've scrubbed it off the internet. But the Venezuelan president was talking about Joe Biden. And was talking about what Joe Biden does and at the time, what Joe Biden was doing, that they didn't send those gangs over here. Joe Biden literally was asking for them. I swear to goodness, if I can find that, I'm going to make it a short. Because at the end of the day, this is what the Democrats have been doing. This is what they do. And then when you take it away, they want to take maybe the 1% that they might give to the children in Africa, that 1%, they want to say that that's what all that money goes to. It's lies. Like, it's a bunch of lies. But you're not going to see that because they don't, they don't allow Al Jazeera and RT and all those type of organizations really on, on mainstream here in America. So you're not going to see that type of stuff. Like, you're just not. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you thought about what you thought about, Don Lemon. I'm calling him his regular name for right now. And DL Hughley talking about USAID. Okay? And talking about what the federal workers thought, what they felt. Because he's trying to say that the federal workers thought that they were going to have, all this stuff from Trump because they're white. That's what he's trying to say. But at the end of the day, everybody knew what Donald Trump said he was going to do, and he's doing it. And DL, the price of eggs is down. I know because I bought them. Now I want to get into when they start to talk about when he was on the Bill Maher show, because that's when they started to talk about MAGA. So here we go.
these people, and we'll get back to, well, let's get to USAID, and then we'll talk about the farmers. That's part of it too.
Right. And more vocal. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. Look at how many people hated wokeism and hated the Black Lives Matter. Look at how much of a because I heard somebody say this on social media, something I agree with. White people can't enjoy ice cream because they're so busy trying to knock the ice cream cone off somebody else's hands. It's just that I think the way that they are built, the things that the truth of the matter is, I believe this. I don't believe that most white people are racist, but I do believe they are comfortable with the idea of racism. They're comfortable with the idea of white nationalism, which is to keep white people in charge. They believe that that's the way it works best. Now, they might like their methodology. They don't like their words. They may not like the violence. But the goal of white supremacy and the goal of nationalism, they agree with. They want to be in charge.
Yeah. Okay.
They think they do it better than everybody else.
Well, hold that thought, because we're going to talk about how comfortable people are with racism and talking about the MAGA folks. But I want to talk to you, go back to something that you said about co-opting what woke means and co-opting words, because I believe DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, as you talked about, and also it's DEIA, which is access for people who are disabled. You mentioned that as well. And so this is a conversation I had with Bill. And again, look, I'm not disparaging Bill, but this is a conversation through which I'm having another conversation about. And so we talked about DEI, and I believe that most people don't actually know what it is because it has been co-opted. It's become a pejorative for them. This is our conversation. We're talking about DEI.
And they tell you. But some of it is just a backlash to what they think was going too far, like all these corporations now that have dropped DEI. Now, in the government, they did it because he ordered...
Backlash for what?
For too much DEI.
I don't think those people understand what DEI is. DEI is not the hiring of black people who are not qualified or
it can
people
be.
who are... No. That's not what it's about.
It can have that result.
But anything can be. Yes, of course it could have that result, but there's no evidence that it does have that result. And
I don't know about that.
Okay, so then what is your evidence? There's no evidence that there is that result. If you can show me the evidence, then okay, then I will agree with you.
Well, I'm not going to name any names.
Okay, but
I'll just say
diversity,
that.
equity, inclusion, first of all, is not, maybe they're talking about affirmative action, which is a whole different thing, which is about making sure you hired, a certain number of people that are this, that, and that. But diversity, equity, and inclusion is about making sure that the pool of candidates is larger. So if you are fishing, rather than fishing in a swimming pool, maybe you're in a pond. Rather than fishing in a pond, you're in a lake, or maybe in a lake instead of a river, or in a river, you're in the ocean. So you're just trying to find different people, and you're trying to increase the number of options of qualified people that you can hire. It's not about hiring people who are not qualified and who are just black. The biggest recipient of DEI is white women. And also...
And that was the only true part of everything he said. Okay? That was the only true part. Everything else was nonsense. The pool of candidates and all that other stuff, it was absolute nonsense. Because they're not actually asking, they're not asking for opportunity. They're asking for outcome. Okay, so the difference is, everybody should have an opportunity to apply for this job, to apply for this position, but to ask for outcome is absolutely ridiculous, and that's what DEI does. That's exactly what it does. And Don acts like, he doesn't know that that's happening. Please.
Veterans, because of veterans, and also people who are disabled people. It's just about making sure that disabled people have a ramp somewhere at work so that they get to work and they can whatever.
Equity. So what do you think?
I think that it's exactly what I said earlier. I heard Tucker Carlson. They sound like all the same to me. I heard Tucker Carlson say that if he sees a black surgeon and it's a black female surgeon, he doesn't think she's qualified. Let me ask you something. Do you know with a black person, like even to go to a Harvard, you know how many few black people get that?
Somebody's calling you. We can't hear you, DL.
Do you know how many? Okay. Do you know how many like they all sound. He sounds like Tucker Carlson to me. Tucker Carlson said when he got on a plane, excuse me, if he went and he had surgery, there was a black woman there or a black surgeon there, he would think that they were getting it because of DUI. Do you know how hard it is to get to some of these places? You know how hard it is? Like if you see a black pilot, I know what he had to go to get there. If I see a white pilot, I don't know if his legacy or not. I know this. I know that you can be president because your daddy was. I know you can be wealthy because your father was. I know you can go to Harvard because your mother and father went there. I know you can be legacy in those places, and those are a leg up. That means you can be born into things. The black people who get things, anytime somebody gets to do something they never did before, they better be excellent. So I would be like, he talked about black pilots. Do you know how few how many planes got shut down when Tuskegee Airmen got to fly? Do you know how name me a black man that could have had the resume of Donald Trump and have a job anywhere?
Lord Jesus. Like this man really said that. Like he really said that. There are plenty of black politicians that are not qualified, okay? That came out of nowhere. I mean, and if we're really going to talk about it, Barack Obama was a junior senator. And he's not black. However, he's mixed, but we're going to count him today, just like Kamala. Barack Obama was a junior senator who got to become president, even though he was already slated, but he got to become president, okay? Yeah, somebody said Al Sharpton. Yeah. He's not qualified to do anything. But yet he's sitting up on MSNBC like he knows politics. Okay? Jesse Jackson. What was he qualified to? How was he qualified to run for president? But he ran. And who helped him? Donald Trump twice. Like it's just nonsense when they talk about these things because they're not talking about it from a genuine point of view. They're never talking about it from actual facts. They only talk about this stuff from the whole point of just sitting there trying to invoke an emotion out of people. But they're not talking about anything that's actually true and real. Ever. However, I digress.
The White House, name white cancel. Name me a white guy who could have been the Secretary of State after he was doing Secretary of Defense after he was doing a podcast, and then talk to me about DEI. Bill Maher is no different than those men who think who have perverted the meaning of it and the idea of it, and have used it as a cudgel to attack people's legitimacy or to protect their professionalism. It's what they've always done. But name me what is happening now with all these mass firings. They didn't know that they would be talked to. A lot of white women didn't know they're going to be leaving those jobs. Veterans didn't know that they were going to be leaving those jobs. Farmers didn't know that they were going to be leaving those jobs. They thought they were just talking to somebody else. And the only reason we need those programs is because for years white dudes got to hire white dudes just because they were white. For years, DEI is a result of somebody just saying something. It's that these people were shut out of these things because white dudes would help white dudes for years, since the inception of this country. And when they bring up Target and DEI, Target, after George Floyd, said that they would do things that they were going to do in 2025. One's supposed to they spend $2 billion in 2025. Well, they got to get out of it now because Trump did it, and they were going to do it in December 25, January 2025. He became office. They never even spent the money that we're talking about for diversity.
They didn't spend the money because they're not making no money. All right. You guys are not even buying the items, the black items that are in Target. I know a lot of you say y'all shop at Target, but I'm going to tell you right now, Target is one of the most expensive little grocery stores or whatever you guys want to call it. Target is one of the most expensive ones I know. So I don't know who is shopping in Target, but power to you, because I don't go to Target because Target is too high. I see stuff I see in Dollar General. That's like double the price at Target. Okay. And that's just My opinion. Now, if y'all would have said Walmart, all right, because I go to Walmart. It is what it is. But this goes to show you how the masses think. All right. Even when they're celebrities. All right. Even when they're celebrities, they still think this way. They still have that mindset, right? But they're going to tell you things that they don't follow themselves. They're going to tell you things that they don't do themselves, because D.L. Hughley can sit here and talk all that nonsense. But at the end of the day, he's still rubbing shoulders with Kamala. He's still rubbing shoulders with other millionaires. That's why they've moved on to billionaires, because all the people in Congress right now are millionaires, all of them. So when you start that tax the rich, tax the millionaires, you're gonna be taxing them. So yeah, they done moved on to billionaires because they ain't got time. They ain't got time for y'all to be taxing them. Okay. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you thought about Don Limon and his sour lemons and D.L. Hughley talking about, MAGA, DEI. Like, let me know what you guys think about that. All right. Now, I want to move on to my main point of the day. Okay. My main topic of the day. So, the main topic of today is Pete Hegseth and the uproar it is with those signal chats. All right. Now, everybody, I don't know if all you guys have Signal, but I have Signal. I use it for mostly my businesses or people that I communicate with doing business with, because people can get in your phones. People can, do all types of things with your messages. So Signal is a good app. And the crazy part is, they're right in saying that a lot of people in government use Signal. Okay. And I'm talking about high officials, as well as the police departments and, other government officials. This is not a new thing. All right. Even Joe Biden and Kamala use Signal. Now, it's funny to me that everyone's talking about this, because I clearly remember, okay, I remember a white liberal named Hillary Clinton. Her pantsuits literally had a server, a whole State Department server at her house, and nobody had a problem with it. But everybody has a problem with Pete Hegseth and crew talking on Signal. Okay? They didn't erase it. They didn't act like, it didn't exist. Now, Hegseth did try to divert a little bit when he got off the plane. But at the end of the day, they didn't try to whiten nothing clean. Okay? They don't have 300 emails talking about something that they're not supposed to be talking about. They don't have this. But yet the media is going to blow this up. Now, yes, was it a mistake? Yes. And I do think somebody's head should roll. However, the strikes already happened. Okay? So I want to get into a couple of points. I want to get into the point of the mainstream media, and then I want to get into what the reporter himself had to say. Like I said, I don't agree, that it should go without, any punishment or anything. But again, I don't think it's as egregious as Hillary Clinton. All right. I don't think it's the same thing. And it's just not. And speaking of Hillary, all right, she decided that she was going to go and talk about this on X. All right. And I'm just saying there, I'm just like, I don't understand Hillary Clinton. I really don't understand this woman. And the reason why I don't understand Hillary Clinton is because she knows for a fact that she has done the same thing, right? And so I guess now she's calling herself, getting back at Trump. She's calling herself doing the same thing to Donald Trump and just berating him. So you guys, I want you to check out what Hillary Clinton put up on X. All right, here we go. So this is Hillary Clinton's X account. And she put, googly eyes, you have got to be kidding me. That's what she put up. And I'm just like, this woman knows no ends. Like, this woman is insane. Okay? Like, insane. So you guys let me know what you thought about The View and what they had to say. All right? So the last point I want to get into with Hegseth is I want to get into what Goldberg himself had to say. All right? Let me know what you guys think about what he had to say. All right? Here we go.
Hegseth, they're saying that nobody was texting war plans. Given you were privy to this group chat, is that how you saw it?
No, that's a lie. He was texting war plans. He was texting attack plans. When targets were going to be targeted, how they were going to be targeted, who was at the targets, when the next sequence of attacks were happening. I didn't publish this, and I continue not to publish it because it felt like it was too confidential, too technical, and I worry, honestly, that sharing that kind of information in public could endanger American military personnel. But no, they were plans for the attack. And they were texted before the attack.
And there were things texted that you viewed as so sensitive, you did not even publish them in your report today.
I made the decision that the technical aspects of this, including what kinds of weapons packages, the attack sequencing, and so on, that's not necessarily in the public interest. What's in the public interest is that they were running a war plan on a messaging app and didn't even know who was invited into the conversation. I mean, it's an obvious, ridiculous security breach. And, you know, he if you notice, he didn't actually answer the question.
But his attempt at a denial also stood out to me because no one that I talked to at the White House today argued this or tried to say these were, you know, misconstrued or altered or this is not real. I mean, the National Security Council confirmed the veracity of
the
it.
National Security Council, I asked various officials, including Pete Hegseth this morning, for comment. And the first question I had for everyone is this real? I wanted to make sure, obviously, before we go public, and say, are you sure that this is not a disinformation campaign run by a foreign state, a non-state actor of some sort, trying to target a journalist for reasons I couldn't explain? And they're like, no, this is apparently a real channel. And I appreciate them telling the truth about that. And we published.
Did they seem alarmed when you reached out for comment?
Sorry, I was on mute. So this guy just said that Pete Hegseth said that this was real. Okay, he told the journalist this was real, that this was a real chat and everything, you know, that was in it was, you know, true. So this man knew that this stuff was classified. He just didn't care. Like he really didn't care. It is what it is, right? So again, what separates this man from Julian Assange? What separates the two? They're both reporters. They both did the same exact thing. Kinda. This man knew these documents were classified, and he did it anyway. Nothing's happening to him. The mainstream media is treating him like a hero. But Assange gets to be in a jail running from the United States. All because he did the exact same thing. So I want you guys to get down in the comments and let me know, what do you guys think is the difference? Because I can't find the difference. Honestly, I swear to goodness, I cannot find the difference in the two. Like, why is one a hero? Why is one not? And to me, it's because it's Donald Trump. They're Trump deranged per usual. And I'm telling you, they're going to drag this out. Donald Trump has to be careful because any little thing that he does is going to be on Front Street. Point blank, period. Okay. I want to acknowledge Milton Jeff. Thank you very much. Just wanted to show some love. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I'm a fan of your work. I appreciate that. And I thank everybody for pulling up. Okay. I thank everyone for pulling up. Thank you, Azrael. Thank you, Yakar. Thank you, Judd Hertz. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Big Happy. I mean, everybody. All right. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. It's cold. And what is it? Cold in winter. Y'all in these names. Thank you to everyone who pulled up. All right. But I just wanted to come on and talk about some of the stuff that's been happening throughout the day. It's been a busy day, and I just had to come on and talk about these things. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you thought about it. Again, I appreciate you pulling up, and it's your girl Micca, and I'm out. Peace.